All right. All right, everybody. Welcome to the District 6 interview for the vacant position for member of the Baltimore County Democratic State Central Committee. We're joined here today by District 6 members, Ed Kreiser, Corey Edwards, Rosita Gray, Justin Holliday, and of course our applicant, and if I mispronounce your name, please let me know, Sandra Scordalos. The meeting here today is for purposes of the interview plus the vote, both of which will be conducted in public. Any deliberations will be a private process, and they will go to a breakout room to conduct those deliberations if needed. Then all questions, therefore, are public, and all answers will be public. And only the district members may be asking questions, and only the applicant may be giving any response to the questions. With that in mind, I could turn the floor over to the District 6 members to start their interview of Ms. Scordalos. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'll start off by saying first, thank you for being here. We appreciate you taking the time, especially on short notice, and your interest in the position. And if anyone else wants to give any, of course, I'm Justin Holliday. I've been a member. I was appointed for the previous term back in 2018, and then I won the election for the position this past year. So this will be my second term, but first elected term. So I actually went through this process before back in 2018. And then Corey, Ed, or Sita, if you want to introduce yourselves.
And Justin, selling yourself short, you're also was just elected treasurer of the. So, yeah. But Corey Edwards here, obviously, and this is my second elected term that I will be serving with the party. Ed or Sita, if you'd like to go.
Rosita Gray, and this is my first elected term, and so I'd like to hear what you got to say about yourself.
And I'm Ed Kreiser, and I was elected just this year for my first term. And as Justin said, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And then I'm fine if we do it as we did before, if we just want to go in alphabetical order questions.
We can, do you want to start with the opening to allow?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Ms.
Scordalos, would you like to give a brief introduction of yourself? I think 2 minutes, I believe it was last time. So 2 minutes, and then we can proceed to the questions.
Okay, I'm Sandra Scordalos. I have lived in this district basically my whole life, 50 some years. I have been a teacher in this district as well for 30 some years. I have been involved in a lot of extracurricular, I guess you would say political or social activities outside of the school. I volunteered to be on a board that is part of the Board of Education, the Southeast Area Advisory Council. I additionally am because I'm a teacher through MSEA, I was appointed to the Professional Standards Teaching Education Board for the state of Maryland, which is basically the certification and teacher education board. We're right below the State Board of Education. So we kind of are, at this point with the Blueprint for Progress, are pretty much equal to that board with the work that we do for certification and teacher prep. I have voted Democratic my whole life since I've been here. And honestly, a little bit disappointed about what's happening with Republicans being elected in our area right now. So, so that's something that stresses me out, something that I think we hopefully can work on to get some Democrats elected in this area and move forward with that.
All right, thank you. Let's see. Eddie, would you like to ask the first question?
Yeah, sure. So what exactly got you interested in wanting to be on the Central Committee?
Well, like I said, I'm especially concerned about, having lived here my whole life, having voted, Democratic my whole life in this area. I would like to be able to work harder to get Democrats elected, in this district. So that, I'm hoping that those opportunities will present themselves more. I mean, I know I could probably seek them out a little bit more. I have worked on some campaigns in the area over the last 15 to 20 years. But on being on the board, kind of being in the know about what's going on and maybe helping to, move some of those candidates forward, working closely with Democratic candidates so that we can, get some elected, just makes me so upset that we are all represented by Republicans, because it's not what we need in this area. They don't represent my interests. They don't represent the interests of a lot of people in our area. And unfortunately, I don't think some of our constituents realize that they're not being represented by the people that are there, that, the people that, go to the Maryland General Assembly, or, they're just not representing the interests of the people. I just hope that, being in a position like this, I have an opportunity to educate people more and be more involved in campaigning and helping others to, move forward the Democratic agenda.
Thank you.
All right, and Corey?
And looking at the recent election results, what's an inference or conclusion you would draw on the district, and what strategy would you apply to allow Democrats to flip the district in the future?
To do what with the district in the future, Corey?
To flip the district in the future.
To
Flip
it blue.
Flip it. Thank you. Okay. So again, that's one of my biggest concerns, right? Is that we are being represented by Republicans that don't have our interests at heart. And I guess, the way we flip that is that we get, we need to do a lot more, I think, on the ground, moving people, going door to door, talking to people. I feel like grassroots is probably where it is here. I haven't done any grassroots campaigning since COVID, honestly, because, a little bit uncomfortable with that, but getting more comfortable about that. But I think that, we need to educate people about what their representatives, the Republican representatives, are not doing for them. And I think that, an educational campaign, going, door to door, just talking to people about, do you know that, you elected this person? This is what they're not doing because they're really not doing anything. I've had an opportunity to be down to the State House a couple of times, taking students down there, and, I don't see what bills are they introducing that's helping us. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't, not just Democrats, just people and constituents in general in the Dundalk area. How are they moving us forward? So, that would be, I guess, an educational campaign, a grassroots operation to get people to know what the Democrats could be doing for them and what would be in their better interest. So I think that that's where, I would like to see that happen.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and Rashida?
What do you really think that you can do to improve what we're already doing?
So I'll be honest with you, I would have to know exactly what you are already doing. In this area, if you want to, I don't know if you want to share what you're doing, and then it'll be easier for me to, say what I would do to improve that. I know that I do have many connections in this area because I've been here my whole life. I've been a teacher. There's a lot of my students who, for 30 some years, there's a lot of my students who still live in this area. And hoping that trust that I have built with my former students, and they see my name and they're like, wow, Ms. Cordalis is behind this, that maybe that would help, I guess a little bit with my name recognition and even knocking on doors and seeing people, and, that might help, get our message out.
So I've listened a little bit. Can you go in a little bit more detail about some of the things that you've done prior to this to make change?
To make change, absolutely. So the Southeast Area Advisory Council that I'm on for, it's an arm of the Board of Education of Baltimore County, which I've been on for 22 years. I know a lot of that is education related, but in my opinion, obviously coming from, the arena that I'm coming from, education is most important in this community to move our constituents forward and make us successful. So a lot of what I've worked towards is the development of new school buildings in our area. We have worked for like equitable resources for education in our area. We have, like right now, one of the things after, I don't know, 10 or 15 years of arguing with the Board of Education about making opportunities for our students to be able to participate in academic activities outside of school, we finally got a minibus assigned to our school. So I see education as a way to help our students, and that's what, you know, I've dedicated my whole life to. So these are things that I'm working on. In addition to that, I have worked on some campaigns in the past. I've worked on Johnny O's campaign, Junior, also on Senior when he was in office. I worked on his campaigns to help move their initiatives forward. I ran for TABCO president, didn't win, but have been involved in initiatives for TABCO. Additionally, one of the things that I do at my school is to give, I have a food pantry at our school that I run, and that I, give back to our community by providing food and clothing to anybody in our community. Our students, community members come in twice a month and they get food from our pantry. We provided them with Thanksgiving meals. We do, so I do a lot to support this community. And I'm hoping that, this is just another way that I can help, make our community stronger through this as well. Did that help?
Yes, it did. It did. Any one of my counterparts have more questions?
Yeah. My question is, what do you see as the most pressing or one of the most pressing issues in the 6th legislative district? And what role do you see the Democratic Party playing, whether from a policy perspective or an advocacy perspective, in advancing the agenda to solve whatever the issue you're going to mention? And then maybe if you could also touch base on your involvement with TABCO and the union and the role unions can play with the Democratic Party in terms of coordination for some of those goals.
So most pressing, I would think, would be job opportunities in this area. I think that we are making some really good strides right now. I think that with Atlantic, what's it called?
Trade Point. Yeah, I was good.
I knew that didn't sound right. With Trade Point Atlantic, I think that that's been a real plus to trying to bring jobs back to the community. I mean, like I said, I've lived here my whole life. So I lived here when Bethlehem Steel was strong and the GM plant was strong. So, I feel that bringing jobs back to keep our kids in the community, I think that that's something that we really need to be working towards. Like we had opportunities in the past to bring in, some stores, and, that didn't go well, but, I see a lot of development happening now. I see a lot of, more and more chain stores coming into our community. These are places where, our kids can at least start working and then, just build from there. So I see that. I see jobs and also housing being an issue in our area, as well as, we have a lot of drug abuse. And I think we're one of the highest areas in the county where we have overdoses. I was recently at the fire station, took some kids on a field trip to the Dundalk Fire Station. And I was talking to the firemen there, and they were talking to me about, their medic unit never stays in the house because it's always out working on overdose calls. So I think that that's, another thing that we need to be working on. And as far as, I guess, how do we go about that? I mean, some of that would be policy related. A lot of that would be, getting resources into the area as far as like for our issue with overdoses in this area, educating people, providing, we don't have a lot of places for people to go with addiction. I know we have a couple, like Adam, I think is one of the ones we have in the Dundalk area. But I know that we don't have a lot of resources for people with addiction, and I know there's a lot of resistance to that, not in my neighborhood kind of thing. But if this is an issue that we're suffering, they're still in your neighborhood. So, we need to provide services to make them better, or just help them, get a better life. So I think that providing, opportunities for them to get healthy, to get jobs, that's a big thing that I see as, as important. I guess as far as jobs, bringing developers, bringing, people that are willing to invest in our community, bringing their businesses into our community, working through that. opportunities. I know that one of the initiatives we have at Patapsco is to bring more and more trade, like bring our kids up, to get them involved in more and more trades. So when we talk about unions, I know that we're trying to introduce a lot of our students to the local unions so that they see that they have opportunities to, have, good careers in the trade fields. So we started, taking people to unions. I know they have to be like 18 to do a lot of the work, but we're working on getting them driver's license so that when they get out of school, they can, go into these types of jobs. And as far as Tabco and, like working with, I've been working with Tabco for many years now. And the reason I ran is because I was frustrated with some of the initiatives or non-initiatives that were going on at the time. Still frustrated. There's a lot wrong with Baltimore County Public Schools that needs to be solved. And, I'm still frustrated that the union isn't really addressing those issues more directly. It's almost like they're afraid to. So I'm still frustrated with that. And I'm sorry for my missed opportunity for not being elected, because I think that, I would have, been able to at least try to change some things, being in there. So then.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. Any other questions from any of the members of the district?
No.
Okay.
No.
So did we want to take a few seconds to jump into the breakout room and then discuss the decision?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Perfect.
All right. Now remember, this is going to take me some time to figure out, as always.
That's the gamble.
I know, right? I mean, there's a high possibility that this whole meeting breaks up right now. All right. Let's see what I can do here.
Well, I'll just come back in.
All right. All right.
All right. Yep. I got the invite.
Okay. And then Sita, you're invited to go to the breakout room too. It says you haven't joined it yet. Do you see it? There we go. All right, so if I had Jeopardy music or some other hold music, I would put it on right now.
That's fine. Take your time.
I don't know if I need licensing rights for that though. So
It's all good.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I imagine it'll be a couple minutes, but
That's fine.
I would say you can put yourself, turn your camera off for the moment if you'd like. If you know any jokes you want to tell, keep in mind we're on YouTube too.
We're good.
All right. I mean, if I had thought about it in advance, I would have some jokes ready.
It's all right. We're good.
All right.
Do you have any joke?
What's I'm saying? Had I thought about it, I might have had some ready.
I missed that thing.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't have it.
Yeah.
Me either. Not my forte. You would think as a teacher I might have a bag.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a lot of them.
Yeah, no. I'm
Handy, right? It's not handy.
I'm pretty straightforward.
Hey, my name is Satish, by the way.
I was about to try to introduce you. Yeah. Although I keep butchering your last name every time I try to say it.
Chapagai. Chapagai.
Chapagai.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
It only took 43 times.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
So
nice to meet you. I'm from 7A, okay?
Oh, you're from 7A, gotcha.
Yeah.
So District 7A has an interview after yours.
Yeah,
I saw that on the email. Yep. Seven A is which areas is 7A?
Oh, this is
It's more or less to the north of 6.
Okay, so like Essex, like a way.
yeah, this is Perry Hall.
Oh, Perry Hall, okay.
to
Gotcha.
Kingsville. All
Because
over
we
there.
include part of Essex, right? But not
Yes.
necessarily
Right.
Middle River, maybe, or okay.
Up to Middle River, I think, yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think it goes up to Hartford County.
Hartford County.
Okay, wow. Okay.
And I'm an 8, which is then basically the other part of I guess, Perry Hall, down to Rosedale, all the way out to the extreme east of Towson.
Okay. Did that one change at all, or? is
I
it-
got added.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
I don't know where else the other changes were, but certainly they added 2 precincts from where what used to be in the Towson precinct, 42A was called. Now it's 43B. They took my precinct. Well, I changed my precinct, but took my neighborhood and took the 2 neighborhoods north of me that go to the vote at Cromwell Valley. I say 2 neighborhoods, it's probably more than that, but because Cromwell Valley is a dual precinct as well, split between the Towson part and then the 43B and 8,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken.
That's great. It's numbered.
Yeah, I was in 8 before. Then, after redistricting, we are in 7A now.
I think they're ready to come back.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we are back from the deliberation, which may be held in private. The vote part will be done in public. I will ask each member whether they vote in favor of advancing the nomination of Ms. Skordalos to be a member of District 6. So with that in mind, Ed Kreiser, how do you vote, yay or nay?
Yay.
Corey Edwards, how do you vote, yay or nay?
Yay.
Cedar Gray, how do you vote, yay or nay? You are on mute.
Abstain.
What's that?
I said I abstain.
You abstain. Justin Holiday, yay or nay?
Yay.
All right, so 3-0-1. The nomination will carry forward. Now, Ms. Skordalos, tomorrow night, we have our regular meeting, although when I say it's our regular meeting, it was actually moved from our actual regular date, but it is our regular meeting tomorrow night at the Democratic Party office in Towson. That was part of the email earlier today. Can you make it tomorrow night at 7 o'clock to, basically get up in front of the full committee to just give some information about yourself and address anything that may come up during the course of any consideration?
I'm pretty sure I can make it tomorrow. Yes.
Okay. You have my email address. If there's a particular time that you need or that you think that, hey, I got held school at 7 o'clock, I don't know that this is going to go at 7 strictly, but if you want to just keep me in the loop, you have my email address. Do you have the members here, any of their contact information?
Yes.
Okay. So if you need to contact them, that's fine too. Then the other part to it is, should your nomination tomorrow be confirmed, we have a state party meeting on Saturday. I understand that's short notice too. If you can make it, that's the one where we all get sworn in a ceremonial fashion. Now, those of us who have been elected, which is everybody else on this call at the moment, we get certificates, but by being appointed, you don't get one of those special certificates that says you were elected. But otherwise, we'll all get sworn in at the same time, take some group photos, have some laughs, all the good stuff. But
the meeting is in Lanham, Maryland, and
Yes.
Prince George's County at the Electrical Union. We'll give you the details with that, but just to, I know it makes it a little.
yes, just to you can put it on your radar that this is something as well. Okay.
Mhm. Okay. What time will the meeting be?
Registration or check-in starts at 9:30, but the meeting will start at 10. And I'll forward you the information, but there's no point in sending the state party information until we know what's going
Depending
to
what
happen
happens
tonight
tomorrow.
and then tomorrow as well.
Right.
All right.
Yes.
So with that, we can conclude the District 6 interview and nomination process here. Thank you, everybody, for your participation. I know Satish, you'll stay on. We'll close out the live stream at the moment and then reopen it for the District 7A interview. Thank you, Ms. Scordalis, for your time, and thank you to the District 6 members for your consideration and your time.